Man, welcome to episode 74 of MAddOG'S After Show with the Mad Dog and Cole. I ain't gonna do that today. Farrell.
Bro, I swear if I step in one more hole this week, I swear.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, thank you so much, Mr. Evil Knievel, for those inspiring words. Flying through the air. Dude, living in the sunlight and enjoying life. So happy, so happy I don't have to fly through the air to live in the sunlight and enjoy life.
And of course, if you're going to fly through the air, if you're going to enjoy life, if you're going to enjoy living in the sun, it's only possible because of our first responders and our brave men and women, past and present, of our American military. And we could not be more thankful here at the podcast for all those who do all for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And a special thanks to all those families of our military KIA, MIA, and first responder KIAs. Deep respect. Thank you for your sacrifices. We appreciate you. Speaking of appreciating people, Cole, my dude, over at the Premix Podcast on Instagram, man, I appreciate him for all he does on our production and co-host side, his great sense of humor. But, he is incredible behind the mic. You can slide into his DMs and get him booked. I know he's booking up already for your event, your race, whatever you need. He really wants to do a slot car race also. So
it's going to happen maybe 2024.
Yeah, maybe someone like Crazy Watson will put something like that on just for you.
The Watson Invitational. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, also, I think he's going to be out at the next Moore race taking some pictures, so line up with him because, man, he has got the eye for desert racing action. You can find him on Instagram at the Premix Podcast. That's the @ symbol, ThePremixPodcast. Of course, Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear. Find them online, bombereyewear.com, on Insta at Bomber Eyewear. And I'm going to tell you a quick little story about Bomber Floating Safety Eyewear, like what I'm wearing, which happens today to be the Boogie Bombs in a dark smoke polarized with the ANSI 87 OSHA proof safety lens. I had a procedure done at the dentist yesterday, and they make you wear dorky glasses. And I said, hey, these Bomber Eyewears are OSHA approved ANSI 87. Can I wear these instead of those stupid glasses you guys have? They're like, oh yeah, absolutely. And at that point, the dentist was like, I want to look at those. Those are really cool. I said, dude, they make them in clear. They make them in amber for when you're out shooting. And we ended up, but they let me wear my Bomber Eyewears for my safety glasses while they were working on my teeth. So they're good anywhere and everywhere. BomberEyewear.com. Of course, Kicker Performance Audio. Man, I have got a pair of Kicker Solo Barrick L7 S10 sitting back here. My good friends at Elite Audio Havasu just constructed me the perfect ported box for my boat for those particular L7 S10s. And I cannot wait to get it together for all your auto, marine, truck, off-road, earbud, personal audio needs. Find them online, kicker.com, on Instagram at Kicker Audio, on Facebook, Kicker, and every other Tuesday at 7:30 Central on YouTube and Facebook Live at Kicker Unmasked Live. It's a great show, very informative. They've got it going on everywhere. There's no question why they are the number one power sports manufacturer in the US and the number one speaker and amplifier manufacturer in the world. No question at all. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film, we have had some glitches having to get some stuff reproduced for our YouTube channel, where you can find us at MAddOG'S Space Media. Under podcasts, look up our podcast. We are slowly getting them up. We've had a couple of glitches, and the Kelsonator has been just busting butt to get everything fixed. Been fantastic. Find her on Instagram if you need help with your video needs, video shooting, production, even still work. Hit her up on Instagram at Kelsey Morrell Film. Of course, Hey Geeks Marketing, keeping all of our social media up and fresh with all our cool templates and backgrounds and effects and all that stuff. Man, find her for all your website and social media needs at heygeeks.com or on Instagram at heygeeksmarketing. Dude, I'm pretty excited.
It's going to be a doozy, so buckle up, buckaroo.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just pure fun.
Chaos. It'll be chaos.
Man, I told you this was going to be fun. We have the Cameron Gray and Robbie Reeves of American Flat Track, but even more so of motorsports for the last, I don't even know, guys. You guys have got to be at least 30 years each in motorsports.
I think we're both getting up there. Yeah.
38 years for me.
Wow.
I kind of started again. My first kind of official job with Speed Vision was 1995, and that's when the network started. And yeah, so it's getting up there.
Yeah, and Cameron, you kind of it's funny because you kind of cut your teeth on motorcycle stuff, right?
Yeah, I really, I played all the stick and ball sports and always wanted to do the road racing thing. And Mom said, well, when you're 18 and you want to buy a bike and you can go do it. So I did. I cut my teeth on Motorcycle Road Racing Association, the MRA, out of Denver, Colorado. And then got the opportunity to, when Speed Vision started out of Denver, they had Speed Vision Productions. And my great bosses that really were kind of my mentors, Dan Murphy, Roger Warner, kind of cut my teeth in the world of motorcycle racing. I knew I couldn't be Scott Russell or Troy Corser or any of those world champions, but I love to smell the race gas, and I went the business route and got to go out to Laguna Seca for the World Superbike AMA Superbike race, which at that time, 95 to 04, was the biggest race in America for two wheels before MotoGP came back in 05. And I learned from the best, and I love motorcycle racing. It's interesting. I was on the road race side, the left, right, the crotch rockets, as people will say on the street, but the 200 plus mile an hour, dragging knees and elbows and shoulders type. But interesting, a lot of the top racers in the world, you'd always hear, came from flat track, came from flat track, came from flat track. So I never got into it big time other than Danny Walker out of Denver, which was with part of Chris Carr, 7-time Grand National Champion, with American Super Camp, which was a flat track school. So, but again, a lot of the guys I grew up with in the road race paddock all cut their teeth from flat track, including the greatest ever, King Kenny Roberts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I see Kenny once in a while here in town and have lunch with him. Blessed to have lunch with him, and he usually calls me some bad names, so I know we're friends. So that's all good. And,
yes.
But Robbie, now on the almost like motorsports wise, almost polar opposite, but still on pavement, you cut your teeth in circle track racing, NASCAR, and even like all that, right?
Yeah, my dad worked for Darrell Waltrip way back in the early 80s, and I got the bug, was always a NASCAR fan growing up here in Daytona. Obviously we just had a big race here this past weekend, a little one called the 500, and I had the bug from pretty much day one, I think, and graduated high school in '84, and in '86 met a local guy here, Ricky Woodward, with Blackie Wangren, which was very much an independent race car driver, and helped them out at their shop some. And then in '88, '89, went to work for Benny Parsons, the late great Benny Parsons, with the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce sponsorship. Driving show cars around, didn't have a clue what the heck a show car was at first, and got asked by Jack Arute, who works for ESPN, would you be interested in pulling this show car around? We'll pay you X amount of dollars. I'm like, sure. He's like, all right, cool. You got any questions? Just one. What's a show car? And off I went. And I've worked with a lot of guys. I've worked with the late great Dick Trickle, Davey Allison. I actually worked for Davey for 2 years.
Wow.
Was there in '92 when we won the Daytona 500, got a championship ring that year. After that, I went to Mark Martin, and then went to Bill Elliott, Ray Evernham Motorsports, which was Bill Elliott and Casey Atwood. And then went to work then, got over on the motor coach side, started driving some motor coaches for some and then that for about 10, 12 years. And then I went to moved over to the IMSA side, and worked for a local team here, Spirited Daytona here in Daytona, which we ran a Daytona prototype Corvette, and very popular car, in the IMSA series. Did that, and did some more circle track racing with Daniel Dye, and who runs in the Camping World Truck Series now, or Craftsman Truck Series. Sorry about that. And then these guys here needed a little bit of help in COVID year in 2020 when the world got down. And I went over and gave them guys a hand, and that was, I guess almost 5 years ago, 5th year here, I believe. And loving every minute of it. Love being here. Love the people I work with. You get to meet a lot of great people. I met you a few years back, and it's great. Cameron, me and Cameron are kind of like brothers from other mothers, and we do a lot of stuff together, even outside of work.
Yeah, supposedly my mom likes it better than me. I just know what this crap is.
Well, my wife likes me, my wife likes you better than me. So,
yeah. Now, the only reason we hired him during the COVID years, just to be clear, is we were a little scared. We didn't know if they were going to cut power or whatever. We knew that Robbie would keep us warm when those cold days. So
there was plenty to eat.
There's plenty of heat. But now I want to go back.
Wow.
Robbie needs to go back and start to his early days when he was world champion BMX racer, Robbie Reeves.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Come on, Robbie. Come on,
yeah,
Robbie.
I did a little bit of pedal bike BMXing back in the late '70s and early '80s, and was actually world champion in my age group in '84 and '86. And
wow,
it was a long time ago. But actually rode for factory teams, Factory Huffy and Factory Profile way back in the day, and love them days. That was a lot of fun. But that was a couple 100 pounds ago. That was before I like to eat.
Well, that's one thing for sure. Like when, you guys have such a huge history. And one thing I know from a previous conversation with you guys, Robbie had some involvement in the Days of Thunder movie. And it's ironic that our man Cole was named after Cole Trickle in Days of Thunder. So it's like, 6 degrees of separation the long way.
Right.
But
Robbie,
yeah,
didn't you paint those cars, Robbie?
Painted a few of them. I'd never painted a car in my life. And we were at Charlotte Motor Speedway doing some of the last scenes, and I got asked on over to Hendrick Motorsports. It wasn't the big complex it is nowadays, and paint a car, take it from Hardy's orange and blue to City Chevrolet black. And I went over there and got a 5-minute tutorial on how to paint a car. So I painted a car and put it back in the trailer, took it back across the street to Charlotte Motor Speedway. And by the time we got back over there was paint still dripping off the car. They had one scene left to shoot with that car, Charlotte, that night. And I forget which driver it was. It was one of the old Cup drivers, like a Greg Sachs or somebody like that. got in, did a few laps, and that was it. But I used to get residual checks from that, and it only lasted for 25 years. For big, there was some of them that was 25, 28 cents. But I'd say I probably made a couple $1,000s off the whole thing. That'd be about it. But it was fun.
Oh, that's cool. But what? So when you guys were talking about being brothers from another mother, more or less, I can attest to that, and I can tell you, folks, these are two of the biggest smiles when I get to the AFT race and I get to see these guys. Man, it's just like coming home. It's always so awesome um, to see you guys. You guys always welcome me. And I don't know if I've ever had the opportunity to thank you guys right from day one, between you two and Bobby. Um, man, instantly made me feel at home. This newcomer greenhorn kind of stepping into the established works of American flat track. And I think it was one race and I felt like family.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to um, seeing all the other racing organizations, whether from the outside or visiting, being part of road racing. I've been for so many years. There's no doubt the flat track family is tight knit, full of love. It's a small tribe, and even our tribe that we have at the office. And I think the thank you though goes back to you. And I've mentioned this many, many times. Kicker from Kevin Campbell 4 or 5 years ago when we started this thing, and Jeremy, Roger. But I mean, everybody there's been fantastic. To the great leader there, Mr. Irby. We appreciate the support for flat track. I think Living Loud, everything that Kicker emits, especially with our 450s, our young guns, our super fast, what they do out there is just absolutely amazing. But to the great Mad Dog, Mr. Lauren, I mean, since you've come on board, man, I mean, to have a partner that engages with us, that's one of us immediately, I think that's just it. We were open because you were open. I think that when people they just emit that same type of energy. So we thank you, man, for you being what you do. And again, I've never had any partner that I've known had a better brand ambassador than Mr. Mad Dog Lauren Morrell.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very, very, very humbled. I'm just having fun and, you know, living life, living loud and trying to have fun, enjoy what I'm doing. And you guys make it easy. And, it's always, I appreciate that we can talk about anything, whether we're talking about my trailer being broken and having to have my sorry ass towed into the racetrack at 9 o'clock at night, or, Robbie's road adventures, because we all know Cameron Rockstar's in. Where's Cameron? Oh, he'll be flying in tomorrow morning, probably on a private jet.
Morning of the race.
Yeah, the morning of the
Whoa,
race.
whoa. I got to come in, stamp checks, and get out.
True story right there.
But, you guys, you always see Cameron running around. Robbie is like just work. I've offered to help you guys out whenever you need help. I don't know if I could keep up with Robbie though. Holy cow, that dude never stops, man.
The big boy's got a big ball of energy. He can go.
Yeah.
But then when he stops quick.
Yeah, get out of the way. He's down.
Yeah. We ventured into playing racquetball around here. A bunch of us at the office have, and my first adventure with racquetball, I hadn't played in 40 years. Me and one of the other boys went up just to goof around. And one thing I will say, you do not play racquetball in Hey Dudes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we lasted about 7 minutes, and I had, as I tell my wife, I had a life-threatening injury. It wasn't that bad, but I made her think it was, and it was not pretty, and it's tough around here. There's not a lot of courts for us to get to play on, and now we're a week and a half from our opening our season, so we're all just bat crap crazy around our place trying to get stuff done, trucks loaded, and get everything ready to go. But I want to go back and say what Cameron said a minute ago. Lauren, you are a blessing to be when we see you show up every week. And by the way, my truck now, everybody calls my truck Lauren Jr. because of the way it's all lettered up this year, red, white, and blue.
Oh,
So
sick.
they're calling. Yep, you'll see it here in a couple weeks when you come down. But they're calling it Lauren Jr. And but I mean, you're always, no matter what we got going on, you're always gracious to offer to help us. You never complain about, hey, we're going to put you over here, and you're like, dude, that's great. And we appreciate it. And Kicker, I don't know all the higher ups, but I know them huge speaker boxes that we got last year. In Texas, the guy that brought them down there was super, super nice and cool. And, those things are unbelievable. So I'd love to have one of them here in my house, but I think my wife would probably not really appreciate that very much because they probably got 1,000, 1,500 watts in them or so at least.
Yeah. On that note, I know people, I can just casually mention it and see what happens. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but then I will be divorced and I'll have to go live with Cameron, and nobody wants that.
Oh, no. No, we
man.
live with you're already my day wife. I don't need a night wife. Not another
True.
one, at least.
That's true. We all have one of them at the office. It's our office manager, Chris. She's like our office mom. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's like, I really consider it that way. Of course, right now I'm traveling with the AMA Pro Arena Cross Championships presented by Kicker Performance Audio. And I think from January 1st to a week and a half ago, I had spent 9 days at home. So they were all like my race wives, everybody was,
Right.
whether it's the media guy or the girl that does, we see each other so much, and that's how it is as we kind of get into the season with flat track. I get to see you guys more and more and more. And, if at some point, hopefully I'll be able to do a full season of flat track. That would be really cool because there's so many legendary places that you guys go that I haven't been able to go. But speaking of flat track, I mean, Daytona Short Track, the legendary Daytona Short Track 1 and 2, coming up here in just 2 weeks, roughly?
Oh, stop it.
2 weeks
Stop
from
it.
today.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, 2 months, right? It's 2 months still.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
we're pumped. A couple things on the arena cross. Robbie, we were wondering. I wonder if we can go to that AMA arena cross on March 1st, Friday, down at the Ocean Center, about 10 minutes from our house. I wonder if we know anybody that we can get some tickets.
I don't know.
and go.
I'm not sure. I was going to look through my contacts. So me and you.
Yeah, I was too.
you guys send an
See
email to Cole.
see if we have a hookup for that.
Yeah, send an email to Cole. He knows a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Cole,
get it through
all
my
right, try to hook us
department.
up,
We'll
Cole.
talk to some people. Yeah, it'll be,
Okay.
a couple red tape, but it's fine.
I have already got the credentials for how many ever of you want to come. I've got you full staff credentials. So
Awesome, because I think what Robbie and Bobby Deislinger, our event director, runs the events over there. We love to come and see what the other series are doing. I used to watch Arena Cross. I'm a Denver boy, Colorado,
Yep.
and they were down there at the Western Stock Show area off I-70. I'd go watch them each year and watch Buddy Antonez back in the day with the #1 on the Suzuki win all them championships. So very familiar with Arena Cross. There's, I know Kickers, you guys have had a big partnership with them and anxious to kind of see what they're doing. And yeah, there's going to be massive, the Daytona Bike Week 2024 with Arena Cross 2 rounds of flat track, Daytona 200, with the big Supercross coming on March 2nd. I mean, it's just loaded up. And for us, we've got almost a full week. Tuesday, we got the amateurs with Steve Nace, the Steve Nace All-Stars racing on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we got a full practice. Everybody kind of shake off the rust and get ready to hang them and bang them on Thursday and Friday night.
yeah, that's it's so exciting. I haven't been to this track because the year I went, which was 2 years ago now, we were at Volusia, right?
Yes. Yeah. Volusia.
Yes.
Volusia Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
last
that-
time you were here.
that was like, to me, I'd always heard of Volusia Speedway, so to walk in the gates and, I'm sure there are people that have heard of Volusia and watched racing on TV of Volusia and showed up and gone, what? This is
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's out in the country. Um, it's not Daytona International Speedway parking lot. It's grass and, you know, but
yeah,
the racetrack, I mean, and that's something where I've been so blessed. And Cole and I talk about this all the time, where I've been able to go to so many of these historic flat track tracks and tracks that are historic, not just for flat track, for other things, and just grab a handful of dirt, and go, wow, this is like, um, I know it's normal for you guys, but for me, it's like, wow, this is just, incredible. And I know Cole wishes he could jump in my suitcase every trip I go flat track, but I think,
Absolutely. I couldn't keep up with your energy, but I could at least sit in the pits. I would love to do that.
yeah,
yeah.
Well, Cole,
No,
speaking of that, we're coming. I know you're in California, Cole. We just talked beforehand. We got Chico, California coming up, and then we also have Ventura coming up. So,
Yeah, that's
you're not too far away from them. Again, we might know somebody that can hook you up on that end of it.
yeah.
We'll have our people call your people.
I like this people calling. This might work out swell.
And I'm at both races. So
Nice.
I was really hoping, I know you guys were like holding that new schedule, the 2024 schedule, really close, and like, because there's all this drama that you guys get when you release the schedule, right? And so I was really hoping, I'm like, okay, well, you know, um, maybe we'll see like a Paula, or, somewhere that I don't even expect to see on the West Coast, or Arizona, or, something like that. But I was really hoping for a couple more West Coast races. Um, I'm looking forward to Ventura. I missed Ventura last year. Really looking forward to that this year. And Chico, I've never been to. I have been by Ventura Dirt Track, and my dad's originally from Ventura, and I believe
Oh
that
wow.
my dad has made some laps in old, what would have been a modified back then at Ventura, in it was like a 36 Ford with a Mercury BW7 flathead. Um, so yeah, so that'll be really really historic and interesting. But how do you guys like? I mean, you guys have to deal with so many different entities um, at each and every racetrack, whether uh, I don't know how you consider AMA Pro Racing is promoting it, or it's an outside promoter that that is handling it. I mean, you guys got to deal with like a lot. How do you? I know for those, I kind of missed this at the beginning. I should probably go back to this. Cole, um, do you have the official job titles of Cameron and Robbie?
No, but to be fair, it probably wouldn't even suit them anyway, right? Because there's
No,
so many hats that they wear.
I think
yeah.
Cameron
We don't
is.
like job titles.
I think you're
Nah.
the COO. Yeah, Cameron.
No, I really, really, yeah, sure. Now I'm the head of all revenue. I just literally anything revenue. So anything with the series, anything with the event company, anything for bringing in revenue for the company, I handle. I also handle the race schedule. And again, just to give you a little history, coming from road racing, I promoted big road races.
Right.
Myself and Ethan Hung, we had M1 Entertainment. M1 Power Sports. We promoted the Big Kahuna Nationals, was kind of our big events, and Cycle Fest, and so did real well doing the promotional game over there. And our lovely leader, Mr. France, kind of wanted to raise the level of promotion with the dirt tracks. And so I came on board, worked with Gene Crouch, our new CEO, for the last year and a half now. Worked with him for many, many years. And we came down with our mobile view. John Sweeney brought him down to do the mobile view deal. I came down with one bag, and there were some conversations that were had, and asked if we want to stay around, start an event company, AFT Events, which Bobby D and Robbie and Becky and a few others over on that side of the house. We kicked that off in 2016 with one event at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We went straight to 17 to 6, and then we went to 9, then we went to 13, and ran 13 for quite a while of the 18 events on the series. The goal was to create better marketing, better promotions, and kind of consistency along the brand as we rebranded from AMA Pro Flat Track to AMA American Flat Track. We wanted to have a consistent brand, a consistent, everybody doing ticket sales, everybody having jumbotrons, and having the ability to really have good partners like the Kicker and show off their brand to the world, whether it's through live streaming, jumbotrons at the track, entertainment, online ticket sales, and how you VIP packages on down the road, on down the line of things. So, it's been a great ride for me. I'm going on March 1st, which is coming up Friday. Next Friday will be my 9th year. I can't believe it. When I came here with one bag and didn't go back home with John, sent John on the airplane. I slept on Gene Crouch's couch for 2 months until I figured out what my next life would be. And my next life has been this. And, we can keep talking about it. But again, like you say, we got a small, good team led by Gene Crouch now. And, Bobby D, we pulled Bobby D. Bobby D used to be, just to give you a brief on Bobby D, I promoted a big kahuna race at Virginia International Raceway. Bobby D was a general manager of the biggest steakhouse in Danville, Virginia. He became, first year, he's like a $300 sponsor. By the fifth year, he was a $5,000 cash sponsor. And Bobby D brought out this whole big grill. He was serving all staff and all media full on ribeyes with baked potatoes. And I mean, you should have seen the look on the people's faces like, are we seriously getting a whole steak dinner at the racetrack at start finish line? Yes, you are. And that's Mr. Bob Deislinger. And he's kind of been with me and Eson for many years. And, he's grinded away, and he's a great leader, and runs the event company. And he and Robbie and Becky, they do a great job over there. And we got a great team. And, I love our little crew. And I know I'm rambling a little bit, but just trying to give a little bit of backstory just a little bit of backstory on it's all passion. We're only here because of passion. Robbie can tell you about, the numerous job opportunities he's gotten, and that would pay quite a bit more than where he's at. And he loves us and loves the sport.
Well, and I know Robbie, so we got the extended version of what Cameron does. And I had to
sales guy going.
We're not PG, by the way, so we are not PG-13. So if you feel like you got to get one of those insults out, go ahead. I probably deserve it. But, and Robbie, you're basically like operations, boots on the ground, you're making sure that everything from the track is being built to the VIP area is getting set up.
That plus, making sure we have enough porta-johns, again, like Cameron said with Bob, making sure Becky with all of her ticketing stuff is set away, generators, make sure everything's got fuel in it, just a little bit of everything. And I'm also the logistics manager for all of our trucks and trailers. We have 3 semis, we have a competition tractor and trailer, we have a ops truck which hauls our air fence and signage, and then we have our full-on TV production truck and trailer where we can broadcast live from any venue. And then we have a trailer that I drive, which is a dually with a 44-foot gooseneck trailer, which is basically all the AFT event stuff. And then plus it's Gene has named it the Zen Den, and that is his little meeting place, lounge up in the front there. It's where they have all their meetings. But yeah, we like Cameron said, we're a small little crew on the AFTE side, but we make stuff happen, and it's a lot of fun. And I have had a couple other job opportunities, but there's nowhere I want to be than right here. I'm 57 years old, and I told Gene and everybody I got 8 more years. And
Damn, you're old.
hopefully, gonna go. I know I am old, dude. You're right behind me, but I'm going off into the sunset. Hopefully, when I turn 65, so be done
Yeah,
with it.
but let's go back to not forget Robbie's main job, and he said it first. He makes sure the porta johns are there. Most important thing, porta johns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yep.
true. That is an important job. That's,
yeah.
I
Gotta have
gotta
porta
give that
shitters.
to
No
you.
matter what we think, we gotta have porta shitters.
Gotta
Yeah,
have porta johns.
absolutely. Without a doubt. That's what makes the whole thing turn for
100%.
sure. But
100%.
man, it's it's always so much fun to be around you guys, and you guys have such great chemistry. I know we earlier, not earlier before this broadcast, which we have some bloopers coming too. I really struggled today on just doing our opening announcement. So I'm sure at some point Cole's got some gold if he can push the beep button fast enough. But now, anyways, I know we've been talking your extensive background in motorsports and the sheer volume of people in motorsports that you guys not only know but have touched have reached out, touched their lives, changed their lives, or made their life in motorsports. I know you guys have been talking about starting a podcast.
The misadventures of Rob and Cam.
I love it. How long?
Well, we Robbie and I've tried to kind of sync up in this off season, and I think you guys can attest to this, that of all the trade shows I did the off season, I should say off season, we ended early this year. Thank goodness we ended after Labor Day, which is the earliest we've ever ended in many years. It's usually the first or second week in October. So okay, we've got even more time. No, I don't think anybody, Robbie, could say that there's. And every partner I've talked to, there's no off season anymore. I
No.
think even once the season starts, that's kind of the off season now. The off season's just been, it's just bam, it's here and we're ready to go. And it's just craziness, right, Robbie?
I think it's in all kind of motorsports. Even when I was over on the Cup side, you work harder in the off season than you do in the real season. Like you said, I'm so ready for Daytona to get here in a couple of weeks because I feel like we slow down a little bit. Once we go on the road, it's, there's nothing. I mean, there's stuff that'll sneak up on us, but the off season, as far as I'm concerned, I'm steadily getting trucks, worked on, doing this, getting trucks and trailers worked on, leasing new tractors and trying to sell old tractors and, running to North Carolina to Featherlight with trailers and then next thing you know, we're in January and you're like, holy cow, we got 3 months or 2 months left to race. And now, we went to the Speedway today. A bunch of us did just to take a little walk around. And we're like, this time in like 10 days, we'll be here all set up, ready to go. And, are we ready for it? We will be. It's be some long nights in all next week, but we'll do it with bells on and be ready to go for sure.
And I think that back to your question though, Mad Dog is yeah, we Robbie and I definitely want to do it. We've talked. We've got a nice little list going of, I think, both of our backgrounds. I mean, the list is already a couple pages long of people that we want to interview. We've even kind of got the first 2 or 3 kind of laid out. And again, we really appreciate your time and Cole there, kind of sending over how to get us started and so forth. And we just think that something fun that Robbie and I can do. We really enjoy this, the banter back and forth. I mean, as you say, our office is full of laughs. Our newest thing now that nobody can stop doing is everybody has Nerf guns and shooting everybody with Nerf guns in the office right now to get that pent up energy.
I have
out.
4.
Oh, there you go. Right.
Yeah. Barbie and I unleash them frequently.
Exactly. So yeah, we haven't set a time, but again, we would kind of wanted to get this out there and then kind of work with you guys a little bit and see how this goes. But it's something definitely I think Robbie and I want to do, and it'd be fun for us to do it on the road as well, of all the different places that we go to and people that we know in the different cities and places around the United States. So we're pumped to get it started here in the near future.
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
dying to do one, and I'm dying to do one at an In-N-Out Burger. We're not privileged enough to have In-N-Out Burgers on the East Coast. So when we come out and venture you guys over to the left coast out there, that's like heaven for us East Coasters.
There's an In-N-Out Burger. Literally, if I take the ferry across from my house, I can walk across a parking lot to the In-N-Out Burger. So I'm just saying,
you have to take a ferry? Yikes.
The invite's always there. What'd you say?
I said you have to take a ferry? Yikes. I got one 3 miles this way, 7 miles that way, and 5 miles this way.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, great. Well, we got McDonald's right up the street.
Heard it's good. No.
Oh yeah, but Robbie's right. Robbie, what's the other place? We go to these little small towns like in Lima, Ohio. There's a place called QP. QP is like a kind of famous, really good burger joint. And there's a couple other places in Illinois or so place we go to, these little kind of specialty shops that are kind of cool. Robbie and I might like to eat a little bit. So I know that some of our podcasts probably would be with some appetizers, as I'm known as the appetizer king. When we sit down, Gene just goes, "Go ahead." And when he says "go ahead," I pretty much order the whole left side of the menu.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that.
You are.
Just recently in September.
You are.
At what's it called there?
Saputo's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In Springfield.
Yep.
Yes.
Place.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But
we have a little game here in town called Hamptons, and I introduced it to Cameron about 3 years ago, I guess it was. And quick little story: we went in there right before Christmas one year, and there was a waitress. I've been going to this place since I was 5 years old, and this same waitress had been there this whole time.
Wow.
And Cameron and I went in there and had lunch one day, and Cameron loved it. And we went back a few more times. And right before Christmas, they gave Cameron and I both a Christmas gift and gave us like a 10-pound ham for Christmas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For a Christmas gift.
Wow.
Yeah.
She just kept handing us gifts, these onesies for the, and all these different gifts. Great. And it's literally, it's the hot dog there. It's the hot dog and the fried chicken. It's just something special.
We'll take you there next week, Lauren.
All right. Sounds good. We talk about stuff like this all the time because, I do so many of our shows remote. And for me, it's donut shops, I seldomly, I'm not a big, usually because I don't have people to go sit down and eat with. So like when I go to Saputo's, man, that's a huge deal for me because, usually it's just me and it's like, okay, well, Jimmy John's or Subway or whatever will do just fine, but the other side of that is donuts. I have a tradition I started with the Kicker Arena Cross team back before the new owners even took over, where on race day at Arena Cross, I would find a local donut shop and bring them a dozen good donuts, and I felt like I've been doing it now, I think probably Cole, 5 years?
Yeah, it's got to be longer than that, I would think, but yeah.
Yeah. I think this was my 6th full season, so possibly 6 years. But there's a lot of these little places, the one in Denver, knowing that you're from Denver, they're right, not too far from the Western complex and the hotel we stayed in there. I think it's called Sunshine. It's just the two little tiny Asians, mom and pop, I call them, and they have the best donuts. And it got to the point. Now we didn't go to Denver. Denver got pulled from the schedule this year because the complex was booked on the dates that Arena Cross had available. And there's a bunch of other stuff. You guys know how that goes, but the complex was booked.
We do.
So it was like, okay, well, next year maybe. But it was at the point with that one where I would walk in and the lady was always, "Oh, Mr. Kicker," so
It's the kicker.
yeah, it was super awesome, and there's a lot of these places, these little towns. So what I'm saying is, I feel you. I'm an inside. If I didn't watch what I did, I'd be a happy little fat kid eating donuts 24/7. So I really got to be careful about donuts. But
with that being said, right across the street from the Speedway here in Daytona, there's a place called Donnie's Donuts. So you need to take that one to your boys. And then also, I'm sure you've already done the Krispy Kreme thing, right?
Oh yeah, that was North Carolina last year, and out west here, you can get Krispy Kreme donuts at all the Terrible's gas station truck stops.
Yeah.
So
no. You have to go to the one on the corner of ISB and Nova Road. It's about a mile from the Speedway, about a mile from the Ocean Center where you'll be. And in the morning time when you go by, they got a huge orange sign in the window. It says Hot Donuts Now. And they have an app, and I hate to admit it, but I have the app on my phone. It tells me when they have hot donuts now.
Come on, Robbie.
And the slogan around here is by the glow. And you go get you a couple dozen hot donuts, and that's some pretty good eating right there. And that Donnie's donut, he's got a little bit of everything. They got donuts with bacon on them and everything else. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that at the Krispy Kreme. I was when we did where was I? Cole, North Carolina, South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina last year, was it? Or year before?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. So we're
Cole's got a good memory.
Yeah, he
so he knows, I'll remember where he's been and where he ate.
Yeah,
and where he's going.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was I can't remember where it was because I remember where I fly into, and I flew into Raleigh Durham because logistics wise it made more sense. I could get a direct flight into Raleigh Durham, and the rental car was cheaper, and it was like, well, it's like an hour drive, so why am I? But I remember there was a Krispy Kreme right down the street from the hotel there. And the first morning I went by, they had that big orange sign out front, or the big lighted thing that said warm donuts or something like that. I was like, what? And I asked some of the guys that were locals there that raced the series. I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, you didn't stop? Like I had committed some crime by driving by. So lesson learned. But yeah, man, it's those things. And, honestly, you guys, going back to the podcast, like doing remote, from anywhere is actually pretty easy, at least from my side. It's
Cole's awful quiet now.
Selective wording is important in this world. So
no,
somebody's
Cole,
the grinder.
Yeah, Cole works his butt off, and when we first started, I look at some of the stuff that our girl, the Kelsinator over at Kelsey Morrell Film and Media, has done for our YouTube podcasts, and those first like couple of episodes, the very first ones, actually painful to watch. It's like, and she did everything she could with the lighting and all that, but it's just now, I think episode 1 we recorded from a hotel room in Gallup, New Mexico. Episode 2 we recorded, I think, here in my office / studio. Episode 3 we recorded in my RV while I was parked in my parents' driveway up in Oregon. 4 we did a hotel, and 5 was my RV again, I think. And so it was, I don't know how Cole got anything that was any kind of quality audio out of that mess, but the kid's a master. He does a great job. Um, but it really is, once you get it down, I mean, really, Cole, you over to you, Cole.
Yeah, you get in your rhythm just like anything, you find your muscle memory on it. But going back to your guys' future podcast, I'm such a nerd about this stuff because I just love all the racing podcasts. If it's out there, I've listened to it. I listen to it actively, especially as someone who works from home. I got the wanderlust. So if I was to hear a podcast of you guys sitting at the races or sitting at the bar, sitting at a donut shop, it's like, dude, that's amazing content right there. And it's almost like a travel guide as well, Like you're saying, Rob, it's like, go on the corner. That's the good shop you got to go to. This is fun, good information that people really gravitate towards. So I'm excited for you guys to get it going.
Yeah, and I think too is flat track is the original extreme sport. All the way back, as we know, everybody knows Harley and Indian days. And again, it's almost kind of the base of any type of motorcycle riding. And the people that we run across, Robbie and I, and the history that comes to some of these events, whether, as you know, the shirt that you're wearing, the Ascot shirt from the Agajanians and all the racers that have come through there all the years, to the Sacramento Miles, to all the racetracks that are still aren't there anymore. We back to the schedule. We've been very selective. You made the comment earlier, Lauren, about, going out to California. We're not doing as many West Coast. And again, the 25 schedule, I'm going to try to have out June or July. We're going to have it out early. We're going to keep a lot of these base events that are doing really well. We need to get a few more miles back on, but we've got some great partnerships. We've gone over quality over quantity in races. We did drop to 16 rounds. We're partnering with some very key partners this year. Many of our rounds are co-promoters where we have the local track. You mentioned Chico, California. Chico, California is run by the famous Kyle Larson of NASCAR and the 4-time World of Outlaw champion Brad Sweet. They also started their new dirt track series, High Limits. So we will be racing at their track, doing fun stuff with them and our riders and so forth. So that would be very cool. It gives the Northern California and everybody up Pacific Northwest an event to still go to. Good guy, car shows. I'm heading to Dallas tomorrow morning, going to the Dallas Supercross this weekend, hanging with the good guys, car show people. They're 23 years now at Texas Motor Speedway. We're going back to Texas Motor Speedway at the dirt track there, and we will be on the same weekend with Good Guys Car Show. We will have one of the biggest Southeast motorcycle swap meets called Pate's Swap Meet on that weekend. So we got this we're trying to bring these festivals together. We're trying to bring influencers together. We're trying to partner with good track partners that get it, that get promotions, that have their own series. So, like Good Guys, where have they been for 25 years? We've got to get back. Del Mar. Yeah. We raced 10 years at Del Mar. You'll know about that, Cole. We had a 10-year run there with the Agajanians of Ascot. Super successful. They've changed the base of the dirt over there, or of the surface, from that plastic stuff back to dirt. So we're hoping. I know California's a little funky now with the dirt tracks. Hence what happened at Sacramento, and Cal Expo. We're hoping we could go in with Good Guys under their umbrella and get back out there to the famous Del Mar. So get some more miles out there. We're being very selective that we have good partners and we bring flat track to the people.
Yeah, and on that, it's a great show. I mean, on top of everything else, if you're a fan of any kind of racing, I cannot imagine you sitting there going, wow, this sucks, Yeah. And for me, having that special connection through Kicker and being able to work with Kicker and having that special connection to the AFT singles, I mean, okay, you've got the AFT Super Twins, and I don't want to call them by the wrong name, so I'm going to call them the AFT Super Twins.
Well, let's just go with Mission Super Twins, because shout out to Mr. G. Twins. Mr. G, Mission Super Twins. I'm the sales guy.
Right. So you've got the Mission Super Twins. Shout out to Mission Foods, by the way.
Hell yeah. Mr. Gonzalez, Satish, John Cervantes.
I think I got to meet Mr. Gonzalez at
You did.
Texas the very
Yeah.
first year.
Yeah.
And what a great guy. I would have never guessed he owned Mission Foods.
Yeah.
But he was super nice guy. And I will tell you that because of that, and this is what we all hope for my listeners and our listeners and people across the country that are fans. Um, my tortillas are Mission Foods.
That's the point.
My chips
Yeah.
are Mission Foods
That's the point.
because not
You got it.
only do they have a great product, and this
Correct.
is pure unsolicited, people, by the way, unsolicited opinion, but
Yep.
Mission Foods makes a great product. But even over that, they support what I support, and they support the sports that I love. And
Yep.
so I owe it to them. And people, if you love American Flat Track, you love what's that other series where they race back and forth? American the bagger moto
King
Moto
of the
America.
Baggers. Moto
Moto
America.
America.
moto
King of Baggers.
America, moto baggers, whatever it is.
Moto
Yeah,
baggers.
they're cool to watch. And still, that stuff, it's like Mission supports them. I enjoy that. So, if you're a fan of any of these, you start looking for that Mission logo in motorsports and you're going to see it everywhere. It's
Yeah.
really crazy. And anyways, I completely sidetracked where I was going. What I was saying was, you have the
Oh, good.
Mission Super Twins class, and I have that, I feel like, a personal connection to the Parts Unlimited AFT singles presented by Kicker Performance Audio, because that's like, even though I know more of the Mission guys, I haven't really had much interaction with the singles guys for whatever reason. That's my class, right? That's the
Right.
Kicker class. And so, the Mission AFT twins in the left hand, these guys are the gladiators. I mean, they're the dudes riding the wild horses, right? The Parts Unlimited AFT singles presented by Kicker, these dudes are the warriors. Like, these dudes are the front line. Like, it, a lot of times, honestly, it reminds me, because I have grown this passion for arena cross racing over some of the other series, who will be unmentioned, but because the arena cross series is so grassroots, right? And
Right.
it's bar banging, knee smacking, elbow pushing racing. And that's what you see with the singles. And we've talked about how exciting the singles are. I mean, I'm not going to lie, you get Super Twins out on a mile, I'm pretty excited. And on the Super TT last year, the Super Twins were like, what? Like, these guys
Yeah.
are brain damaged. And I
Right.
kind of expect it out of the singles guys, because it's like the singles guys, yeah, okay, they're brain damaged. That's that's the class. They're banging bars. They're tight. I mean,
Well, I mean, it's our young guns. And I
Yeah.
would say dudes and dudettes. Let's not
Yes.
forget Miss Shayna Texter, who still has the most singles wins record right now. And we've had some other ladies come through. I'm sure we're going to have more. But yeah, the singles, they're fearless. They're the future. We've got Dallas Daniels, as you've seen, he came through there. A lot of these young guys, Cody Kopp's won the last 2 championships. Maxwell, we've got these Trevor Bruners and these Michelers and all these young kids that have come out of there. Chase Sathhoff, they're all going to get in the twins. And some of our guys, our grand champion right now, Mr. Jared Mees, 9-time champ. He's going to try to break 10 and beat the record holder, Scotty Parker. He tied him this year with 9 championships, and he's going to be retiring and probably promote some more events with us on that side of the building. Brian Smith, he's now our director of flat track. He retired a couple of years ago, 2016 Grand National Champion, the Mile Master. So, yeah, I mean, the singles racing, as you said, Lauren, it's, some say it's some of the best racing it is. And it's also the most relatable. When you look at Europe and you look at Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez and all the top MotoGP champions, they only ride and train, and the races they do over there are all in the 450 class. And, when you go to Supercross and motocross, that's what we are. We are a dirt bike, and literally you can change the wheels, lower the suspension, take that front brake off, slap a steel shoe on your left foot, and you're going racing.
Yep. Yeah, and we were just talking about that, weren't we, Cole?
Not too long ago. Yep.
Yeah. Where was that? Somebody just asked me to define the difference.
You were, gosh dang, I won't ruin the show by dragging it down with pausing, but yeah, you're on Kicker Unmasked.
Oh, that was when I was on this. Yeah, I was on Kicker's live TV show that they put on every other Tuesday night. And they had asked me the difference between the American flat track singles and the arena cross bikes. And so, I thought it was a good quantified question. I just answered. I don't think I stumbled or anything, and most of it was probably true. So,
Yeah. Well, and I did want to do new news. I wanted to give you a little new news as we were talking about the schedule. We've all been kind of sitting on pins and needles. As you know, Bike Week, Daytona Bike Rally, one of the biggest in America. Well, the biggest rally, Sturgis Bike Rally. Sturgis came to us through an agency we work with to spice up their second weekend. As you know, bike weeks can get long when you run the first weekend, and once you get into the second weekend, it gets tired on people, and people's time is very valuable these days. So they wanted to spark up, get some new fans, get some new people coming into Sturgis, and spice up the second weekend. It's been a 6-month, 8-month process. Gene Crouch, Bob D, all of the team, we've all put in hours and hours and hours and gone trip after trip after trip. But finally, by a 5-3 vote the other night, we have signed off. The contract's been signed, and we are racing through the streets, right through Main Street, right through the heart of Rally Point, center Rally Point will be start-finish line, and we'll be racing through the neighborhood, doing a big dirt section in a to-be-defined parking lot. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be bar banging. It's going to be a Grand National Championship event. Tuesday we'll be at Black Hills. The following Sunday we will be at Sturgis Downtown Rally. It'll have the 450s. It'll have the Super Twins and a couple other cool things. We're releasing our first ever adventure trackers. What's the number one kind of selling bike and two wheels? It's the adventure bikes. Adventure bikes is super hot. Drive it outside your garage, go on the streets, go up in the mountains, come back and drive it home, and ride it home, I should say. And we're going to have adventure trackers. It's going to get some OEMs back, mainly a big one that started with us with this sport was Harley Davidson, and some new ones like BMW and Triumph, and obviously you'll have KTM's and a lot of other Suzuki and Yamaha and Honda. We don't know who all is participating, but it's going to have some past champions on it, some stars, maybe some people from Europe. So that's debuting. And the last piece about this whole Sturgis thing, which is a game changer, is it's going to be on Fox Network. We've never in our history been on network television. So we will do one television show on Fox Sports. We will do a second television show that kind of encompasses the whole rally, this whole event, this whole big deal that we're doing will be on Fox Network. So we are beyond pumped. And I think, with all the naysayers out there and keyboard cowboys that are kind of trying to say what's going on, are they doing anything new? Oh, please keep your eyes and ears tuned, because we've got some big announcements, and I think we're going to change the game with racing here in the coming years.
That's awesome. I don't know if you guys saw Cole's face when you said what was happening.
Yeah, I'd like
Cole.
Round of applause for you guys. I don't know how that wasn't an 8-0 vote, but man, I'm like you guys.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Road trip, Cole.
how can you miss this? Even if it's going to be on TV,
Right.
my goodness.
And it's a free event. It's free to the customers.
Oh,
too.
I'll tell
So
my wife. How can she say no? It's free.
she can't say no. She can't say. And I think I already Cole. I got to get your last name. Doesn't Chris have him a hotel room already? But Robbie.
We can arrange that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Right.
I'll sleep in a tent. I don't care. But man, yeah, I'm like you guys. I think racing should be in every city in America, right? So
Yes.
to hear that there's going to be AFT racing through the streets of Sturgis, like I know other series have tried it, and it's kind of turned into a little bit of a sideshow just because of certain factors. But this is it feels like a video game or something. If you guys are going to be going through the streets, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 2 wheels, 4 wheels, 6 wheels. My wife gets kind of frustrated with me sometimes. I'll sit there and flip through the TV. Oh, look, they're racing grocery carts in a Walmart parking lot, and I'll watch it. It don't matter. If it's any kind of racing, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the same way over here. So yeah, you're in good company.
Well, and on that note, it's funny because I sent Cole shot the other day from Instagram of the old what was it? The old action series, Cole.
Oh,
what did they call
ABC
it?
Superbikers.
The ABC Superbikers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this sounds very much that way.
That's you nailed it, Lauren. That's kind of the inspiration, and we talk about it a lot. ABC Wild World Sports Superbikers. Yeah.
Man, this is awesome.
I stumbled across a picture of or old announcer clip from ABC Superbikers, and I sent it to Cole with the tag, "We need this now."
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well done.
And I mean, if you look at that, the middleweight adventure bikes, there's 17. When I went to the AIM Expo last week in Vegas, I mean, everybody has an adventure bike. Everybody's got the 600, 700, 800, 900. We're going to start out with the bigger displacement. Again, we're working on ways to, and again, this is not the baggers, but the process of bringing this out to the customer and to the fans and to the world is like the baggers did. We're going to test it here at Sturgis, which we're going to sign a 5-year deal to do this race for 5 years. It'll be the first round here. And it's to test it out. And again, there's lightly modified bikes. God bless the baggers over there, but some of those bikes are $200,000 bikes. And these are going to look like adventure bikes. They'll be safe. They'll have the proper spec tires and suspension and tires and wheels. But it's going to be, in fact, I think even Harley's thinking about doing something cool where you do a ride in and they do a whole kind of video thing on taking off the lights and this and that and getting out there and go race the thing. So we're keeping it simple and fun. And, we'll start with this race. And I think next year, Gene's already working on a couple other events. I think you might see this goes well, a Triple Crown in 2025. And then we're just going to kind of see how it plays out. But a lot of the displacement engines in the middleweight category with all these different OEMs, I think could be a future discussion for how we define the Super Twins in the future.
For sure. And, we talk about Super Twins class and the competition and the OGs, Harley, Indian. Now KTM's involved, Royal Enfield's involved. Royal Enfield won a race last year, which super impressive. KTM, I expected to win a race, and of course they did. I know you guys have put up with a lot of heat, and we've talked a lot about the bringing the budgetary racing back to more of an even playing field, if you will.
Right.
Whereas maybe one brand has had a run for a few years, and I know you guys have taken a lot of heat from both sides because, honestly, the Harley guys want more, right? KTM guys want more. The Indian guys don't understand why they're getting less. They want more. everybody wants more, but they want, the other guys want you to take more from the Indian guys, and the Indian guys are like, no, make that. So I don't know how you guys deal with all that. We talk about it all the time after American flat track races. And it's like you guys handle it, I think. Um, you know, I think
Well,
after the last big discussion that Cole and I had about it was maybe, I'm not sure it was after, was it after Springfield, Cole, or
Yeah, it was
after?
after Springfield.
So
Yeah.
after Springfield, and the bottom line I think I came up with was, hey guys, shut up and race. We
well,
want to see you race,
right.
and
And
nobody wants to see a runaway.
no,
This all things being fair, good, and equal with a kicker AMA Pro Arena Cross Series. Um, Kyle Peters has had pretty good handle on the sport, much like Buddy Antonez did back in the day. And he's gone 4 championships straight, and he's gone one entire season undefeated 2 years ago. And
Wow.
now, we have some competition that's that's been beating him consistently. And,
well, you summed it up, Lauren. Look at what you said is exactly right. And I'm not on the left or the right or whatever. I want good competition. I think what Dave McGrath and the team over there, Gene Crouch, and they spent hours and hours and hours, and Kevin Crowther and Brian Smith and all the rest of the competition guys that do a fantastic job. And I don't think they get enough credit for what they do. Going into the last round, if you look all the numbers, look at the numbers compared to the years before. Again, excuse me, who won again the championship last year? Okay, wait, Indians getting restricted, but who won the championship? Indian won. Okay, you can
right.
say what you want about Jared Mees and Kenny Tolbert. Yes, he's got the best of that there is, but other Indians did well too. But then going down the championship finale, it was 1 point. Yamahas were up there all year long. And
Yep.
wait, who won the finale? Oh, Briar Bauman, our 2-time champion on KTM. So you summed it up right. Is it perfect? No. Is anything perfect? No. Do the OEMs and the riders are they going to fight and complain and bitch about everything? Yes. But damn it, I think it was pretty damn good racing last year, and lots of different OEMs. When you have a Indian, a Yamaha, and a KTM, all 3 beautiful colors up there on our podium, where like you said at the beginning, I remember when they came in the sport in 18 and 19, it was 3 Indians on the podium every damn weekend.
Yeah.
So
and to you guys and all those guys, Kevin, Dale, everybody,
yep.
To your credit, the bringing the competition back is bringing the sport even more forward.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
100%.
I feel like American flat track and I wasn't a big American flat track follower way back when. And a lot of my American flat track education came from those years I worked for Rob Muzzy, post World Superbike, post American flat track. And, but the guy is much like Tolbert, anything he
Right.
touches, he
Right.
makes faster than everybody else. And it may
Right.
not be all he's got. It's like, well, are we still beating him? Yeah, we're still beating him, boss. Well, then we don't have to give him everything. I'm like, wait, there's more.
Right.
And that was always so. Growing up or learning flat track history from that perspective, when there was many brands and a lot of stuff going on, and there was still, some riders were just better than others. Some riders are just faster than others.
Yeah. Right.
And if you're running within, and this is purely my opinion. My opinion, and $1 will buy you a cup of coffee at McDonald's, But my opinion is, if you're somewhere close to less than a tenth behind the guy that's beating you, the first place to look is in the mirror, right?
Correct.
Because chances are, like, I know this from when I was racing. It's like, if I got beat the first place, I didn't blame anybody. I was like, okay, I need to ride harder. I need to risk more. I've got you. It's not a safe sport if you're going to go out and ride safe, whether it be road racing or American flat track. You got to risk it for the biscuit. That's the bottom line. And maybe if you're a little more conservative, you're that in especially American flat track where it's become so competitive. If you're not going to risk it as much as the next guy or the next guy or the next guy, you're that sixth, seventh, eighth place rider, and and that's all there is to it.
Exactly.
You got a first place bike with a eighth place rider. Guess where you're going to finish, right? So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dick too. That's possible, but I just call it how I see it. It's
Yeah.
like,
No, it's that's a good analogy there, and look at it, Lauren. And again, I think we've done a great job, and I think again, you'll see what's another exciting thing this year. Our great partner, Al Lam Dallas Honda, who I'm going to see tomorrow morning, is putting a lot of money on the line for this new Honda team. Honda will be racing in Super Twins. You will see the release coming out tomorrow, I believe, and it will be a 2-rider team. There's Al Lam's leading the charge. He's putting together a world-class team of people to get this new Honda power plant out there and compete. Be one young gun. Well, both of them are pretty much young guns. Two different teams. Lots of supporters. Alan Mueller from Memphis Shades, love him. He's been a great supporter of the series. Mike Vinson, and Al Lam and a group of people. So we're coming back, and it's
dude, that is awesome, and that's something I meant to get to quite a while ago, and we're getting up here on time. I know it's getting late for you guys, and we're going to have to wrap up real quick here. But one thing I
interrupt you, Lauren.
Yeah,
I've got to go because I have % battery left on my phone.
Oh,
and I'm going to die here in a minute. And
we don't want Robbie
to do
die.
that without. No, I didn't want to do that without saying thank you very much to you. We'll see you next week. Looking very much forward to it. Cole, thank you very much. And we'll see you in Chico and Ventura, hopefully.
I plan
and
on
Cameron, I guess I'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, Robbie. No, Robbie, you won't see me tomorrow. I'll be in Dallas. Go practice racquetballs. Don't fall down and scrape your knee again. I'll beat you when I come home.
Wow.
Robbie,
that's how you end the podcast.
Right. Robbie, thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Boys, be safe. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll catch you soon, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye. All right. So where I was going anyways was, and I'm bummed. Let's make a note of that. They always charge your phone before you start the podcast, even if you're not using it.
It was kind of a perfect out if you want to get out, though.
It was. Robbie was probably ready for some ice cream and to go to bed, honestly.
You know that.
He's going to hear this. He's going to go, that bastard.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, American flat track used to be huge. Flat track used to be huge, right?
Massive.
And Cole and I have talked about this extensively. It used to be massive. And then there was this big downfall, and now it's coming back.
Right.
And it's growing. And really, I know we got to wrap up, but I really wanted to get that point in that you guys have really done an amazing job with the growth and even, on the partner support and partner exposure and stuff. It just continues to get better and better. It's a better show every year, and I think that's bringing more and more people in, and I'm really grateful. I'm thankful that you guys are busting your butt, and you're busting your butt so hard and so committed to seeing it get back or exceed where it was before. It'll never be how it was before because bikes are different, people are different, equipment's different, budgets are different, but it can be better than it was before. And
it will
never ever be the same. And I think that's where you're heading. And I greatly appreciate that. Except for we need some more West Coast dates.
Yep, we're talking about that. And again, like you said,
Yeah.
Gene Crouch, Ashley, everybody on the team. We just made the announcement. Flow Racing is going to be our partner on streaming. They are the king on dirt track racing. They've got a great following. They're going to still help us keep fans choice alive and going. And we're going to do some fun stuff with that. And we just signed our new Fox deal with Fox Sports, and I mentioned the Fox Network. So lots of people are going to keep seeing us. Like you said, Lauren, we can only do it because of the passion of our boss, and the passion of people like Mr. Gonzalez, Progressive Insurance, the Kickers, the Parts Unlimiteds, all the way down the list to the Tommy Duma Fine Jewelry. I mean, we've got so many people that support the sport, and I think every single one of them in the paddock with the partnerships and everything they do, it's all passion. We love the sport. We love the people. And yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be a kick-ass year, and it's only going to get better every year. And again, I give a big shout out. Thanks for having us on. And thanks again. I wear this kicker stuff with pride. Like you mentioned, all the singles kids, it's cool seeing them going around the pits with all the headphones on when they get on the podium for each week. So and they got their little bullfrogs in their pits playing their music and so forth. So it's just a cool partnership, and we're living loud, and we're going to keep living loud.
Yeah, it's really cool. And Kicker's been such a great partner for us on this podcast too, that we're so thankful for them. And I've real quick story I probably haven't told you, but I year before last at Texas, I caught up with JD Beach for just a minute, and I believe he had just won the TT, what was it, Peoria or something, the week before.
Yeah, right.
And he had just won it. And I was like, man, great ride. Congratulations. And he's like, you know what? I was so excited. I finally got my second bullfrog. Now I can link them together.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It wasn't anything like, oh, yeah, I crushed another TT or anything like that. Or it was like, I finally got my second bullfrog. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And
it is really cool.
And I'm really sad that he has moved. I'm happy for him. I hope it's a good deal for him and a good program for him. But I really believe, he's one of those rare few, and I don't want to liken him to Kenny Roberts, but he's certainly one of those rare few with the ability to sling a leg over. It appears sling a leg over anything with two wheels and be competitive.
Yeah, and what's he racing for? He's racing BMW Superbikes, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think he's gone to a BMW team.
And BMW's got an adventure bike, right?
Yes.
Huh. Keep your eyes glued for maybe there might be an adventure bike class coming at some rally. So you never know what might pop up.
I would be so excited.
Oh, yeah, if it happens. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try and find my way out there to Sturgis for sure. So
yeah,
I haven't been out there before. So, well, all that being said, Cole, I know I'm sorry, Cameron, me, and Robbie have been talking this whole time. I know you've got a ton of questions, a ton of stuff. And I know we're pushing on time. I always do this to Cole. I feel so bad. Sometime he just has to take the whole episode. Oh, wait, he did episode 47.
Oh,
he
yeah,
stole
just
the
took
whole
it over.
episode.
And it's the best episode we ever had. No, I'm kidding.
It is, actually. It is.
No, yeah. So, plenty of questions for you, but it's really late where you're at, Cam. So just want to appreciate you once again for coming on. I can't wait till you guys get your podcast started. I'll leave you off with a super easy yes or no question. How about that? So
sure.
If Yamaha magically shows up with a 752 stroke, is it going to be allowed in the premier class?
Sure.
All right, there we go. You heard it here first. Call King
wow. He can never give up that two-stroke. He's got two-stroke oil in his blood.
But it's funny that it's funny he says that. Our Joel Labosh is our controller, and Joel, avid motorcycle fan. He races GNCCs. He's been pounded. It's kind of funny. I call him two-stroke Joe. He because Cam, why aren't we racing two strokes? Why don't we have a two-stroke class out there? Even for the young kids getting out there on the two strokes. And I agree. I mean, the sound and the zipping around, man, could you just imagine them on a little short track out there just banging with little two
Crazy.
strokes? I mean, it'd be epic.
That would be crazy. That would be
Yeah.
good. If we could build a 750, if we stroke down, put together made of cranks, put together two KX500s, stroked them down a little bit, you could ride it.
Yeah, I would have to figure out the stopping and the turning part, but it'll go quick.
It'll go
You don't
quick.
need
Yeah.
brakes. They
Brakes
don't
only
use
slow
brakes
you down.
anyways.
Brakes only slow you down.
That's right. So
That's why flat track, they take it off.
Yep. So no, Cam, this has been absolutely fantastic. I appreciate your time. We're definitely got to get you guys back.
Yes.
Yeah, love to. This is fun. Really fun.
I feel like we've only like cut one little chip off the edge of the diamond here. So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of stuff to cover. I want to say thank you so much for the little tidbits of information on what's up and coming that people,
Absolutely.
I'm sure, will know of. By the time this gets out, we're usually a few days behind. So they're going to know about some of this stuff, but some of this stuff people are going to be listening and go, wow, that's exciting. Oh, I can't wait, So we're very, very thankful for breaking it here, if you will.
Yes.
And with that, what you got any final words? I don't even have a rapid round set up. So I don't have the usual, Skittles or M&Ms and Cheetos or Fritos. So you got anything else you want to cover? Anything you want to say before we sign off, Cameron?
Again, we can't do it without the partners. We can't do it without the passionate people that are behind American Flat Track. The team inside American Flat Track, small, but it's awesome. We got a great leader. We got great team members. And again, kicker support is awesome. We're coming up fast on our opening season. You're going to see a lot of very cool things this year. The TV package, the live stream packages, and a lot of cool things that we're going to be doing. Activations, event activations. There's going to be a lot of things at track that we're going to be doing as well. So we're pumped. It's bike weeks here, and we're going to have a killer open doubleheader opener, and we're looking to see you. And it's we're ready to go.
I'm super excited to get down there. I've never actually been to Daytona, so I have no idea where I'm going, what I'm doing, or anything. It's nice to have a couple of local guys in your back pocket that I can ring up and go, hey, I'm staying here. Is any of these places good or whatever? So, and we're definitely going to have to get together. My first stint down for round 10, I think it is, of the Kicker Arena Cross is a short one. I'm in Wednesday, out Saturday, but I will see you Friday for the races.
You will. Absolutely. And again,
That's
if you got
awesome.
time Wednesday or Thursday day and you can get away for lunch, we got to take you to the world famous old school Hamptons. It's got NASCAR paintings on the wall and NASCAR stuff everywhere. It's just real old school. And we'll get you over to Donnie's Donuts and all the cool spots. And we'll try not to make Cole too jealous and make him get on an airplane and come down here with his wife.
Well, I wish they would, but I got to get him to Havasu first. I'm getting a pile of collectible stuff for him here that I'm like, I just something I got yesterday in the mail. I'm like, I could mail that to him, and I'm like, no, I'm going to make him pick it up in person, that dog. So, with that, Cameron, thank you so much. American Flat Track, the adventure continues. Daytona 1 and 2 short track. Cole, dates?
It's two weeks from this weekend, correct?
1
Correct.
week from this weekend.
March
man.
7th and 8th. We're
March
racing
11th.
Thursday,
There we go.
Weekend. Yeah,
Thursday and Friday,
and
March
Friday.
7th and 8th.
Thursday and Friday, 7th and 8th, at the legendary Daytona Speedway. Yeah.
World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway.
Yep.
We're all under the same roof, and it's going to be a killer event. And I do want to one big shout out to Royal Enfield. You mentioned them earlier. They've stepped up big this year. They're a big OEM partner of ours, but they have taken the entitlement. So it's the Royal Enfield Short Track at Daytona is the official wording this year. And shout out to them for stepping up and taking the entitlement.
Oh, that's awesome. And, next time we have you guys on, I definitely want to get into that. What is it? Train build race, the Royal Enfield build train race or train build.
I'm glad you brought them. Build train race, which
Yeah.
Johnny Lewis, the factory rider for KTM. His sister Jennifer Lewis is running that program. We have 10 new lovely ladies seven new ladies, 3 returning ladies, 10 ladies this year doing 6 rounds. They will be doing round 1 and 2 at Daytona, so you'll get to see them both nights racing. And they've been getting a lot more training. I visited them in Dallas as they were building their bikes a couple weeks ago. It's a great program, and it's getting better. We're getting more quality talent. They're getting proper training, and it's a cool program. And Jennifer Lewis and her whole team over there, and Adrian and Nathan and all those guys at Royal Enfield have been fantastic to work with. So we're pumped.
Yeah, if you get a chance, check it out, folks. Look it up. That Royal Enfield program is I think it's a great thing. I support it 100%. I can't wait to see the field get bigger and the popularity to continue to grow.
Yep.
With that, Cameron, any other special thank yous you got to throw out before we call it?
Well, I think I've done it. I've done it enough. Again, I can't thank enough. Like I said, I always give thanks to the big guy upstairs. I think we all do. That's why we're here. It's why we're gives us this passion inside of us. I think it's just built inside of you. And I thank to the team and to all the partners and to all the players that make this happen. And literally, it's a passion play. But we got a little train over here, but we sure kick ass going up that hill.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And why don't you want to stay with us while we do our final credits?
Sure.
Yeah. So, man, Cole, what do you got? How good was this?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I always excited for the flat track season, but now to see a little behind the scenes, a little BTS. I mean, and plus the tidbits that you gave us, Cam. I mean, man, I wish I could be at Sturgis this weekend. So
yes, right, yeah, me too.
And that's an unpaid plug right there. I'm just happy for you guys, and I'm a huge racing fan. So it's I can't wait to get this season underway.
Yes.
Well, and I can't wait for you to be. It'd be really cool if you could do Chico and Ventura, Cole. And one way or the other, I got you covered on lodging. And that we got you covered on the passes too. Get you in early so you can see all the operations and how things work. Be a good time.
And let me spice it up for you one little more too. If you guys can make it to Sturgis, I know some people at Buffalo, Chip, and we can go watch flat track on Tuesday afternoon matinee, and then we can go to the Buffalo Chip and watch Jelly Roll Tuesday night.
Wow.
And then on Wednesday we can go back and watch Kid Rock, and then we can for flat track downtown. So I know somebody that we might go be able to check a couple concerts out. That'll be pretty cool as well. So come to Sturgis this year.
Yeah,
sold.
We have to. Yeah, we write that down because we definitely need to have a discussion about this.
Yeah.
All caps, Sturgis.
Sturgis,
right.
2024.
Right on. All right, Cam, thank you so much. We appreciate you. I will see you next week, buddy.
Can't wait. Thanks again for all you guys do. Thanks for having us on. Thanks for all the support with our podcast and all the information you've given us. You guys are awesome. We're ready to rock. Have a great night.
You as well,
all
Cam.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Man, if you didn't care about flat track before, guess what? You do now. You do.
Amen.
Now.
Amen. Man, I am so thankful I'm so thankful for Kicker Performance Audio because they're the ones who allow me to do the American Flat Track stuff on their behalf and meet these great people. And you can see, like, we have some wild times, bro. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're a crazy family for sure.
And that's
So
and that's just the things you can talk about, right?
yeah, we can talk about everything. But yeah. So thank you, Kicker Performance Audio. Find them online, kicker.com, on Instagram at Kicker Audio, Facebook, Kicker, and every other Tuesday live at 7:30 p.m. Central at the Kicker Unmasked live show on YouTube and Facebook. Bomber eyewear, bomber floating eyewear, bomber safety eyewear. In my case, the eyewear I'm wearing is not only cool, not only protects my eyes from harmful UV rays, it protects my eyes from flying objects, and they float.
And you can
That's
wear them
right.
at the dentist.
You can wear them at the dentist. They are
Turns
dentist
out.
approved. uh, Bomber eyewear, bomber safety eyewear, bomber floating eyewear. Find them online, bombereyewear.com, on Insta at bomber eyewear. Of course, our dude Cole at the Premix Podcast on Instagram. All your MC or announcer needs for any event, wedding, bar mitzvah, divorce, breakup, senior prom, whatever. Specifically looking for an event with a slot car race to announce, slide into his DMs on Instagram, the at symbol ThePremixPodcast.
Killed it.
Thank you. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film, working her butt off to get all of our podcasts up on our YouTube channel under the new YouTube podcast. You'll find us at Mad Dog Space Media. You'll find Kelsey at Kelsey Morrell Film on Instagram. Of course, keeping all our social media clips, all our social media backgrounds, all our social media templates up and fresh, but also available. Build you everything from a website with a shopping cart to an individual influencer campaign for your business. Yell, "Hey, Keeks," or take the easy button. Look her up, heykeeks.com, or on Insta at heykeeksmarketing. Man, what a great show. I'm so thankful. This week has been quite the week. And man, I'm just grateful for Cole for your support, your help. I want to give a special shout out to my friend Morgan, and little gift that I got today, little gift package I got today. Feel free to check them out at Conservative Dad's Beer. Grateful for the gift. And with that, I just want to say, fans, thank you so much. We are now rated within the top 130 podcasts on iTunes in all of automotive. That's everything podcast automotive rated in iTunes in the USA.
Soon to be 129.
Hopefully, yeah. No, we're that's going the wrong way.
No, top 130. So I want 129th place.
We're 127th though.
I thought we were 100. Then 126. You suck, and we're coming for you.
We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. With that, folks, you know what? God bless our fans. God bless our service people, our military. God bless America. Mad Dog out. Robbie,
That's how you end a podcast.